It was always cold in that hallway, even in July crazy, right? Some people said it was the wind slipping through those busted windows. Others blamed the tile floor. But for me, it was just where I ended up most nights, tucked behind the dumpsters on 53rd, right between a sagging chain-link fence and a pizza shop that smelled like old cheese. It's funny how a place can feel like both a hiding spot and a cage at the same time. I was 8 the year the world really caved in. One night, my mom, her name was Claudia. She wore big gold hoops and could sing Al Green like nobody else was in the kitchen, laughing and humming. And the next morning I was staring at strangers in uniforms, paramedics crowding her bed, trying to bring her back. She never woke up. After that, Dad tried to hold it together for a while, but then Rhonda showed up. She rolled in from Birmingham, all sugar and smiles, dragging her 2 kids, Yvette and Jerome, behind her like baggage she planned to unpack all over our life. The sweetness lasted about 2 weeks, then her voice went sharp as vinegar. I became the extra, the one who wasn't supposed to be there. Food in the fridge? That's for the family. Laundry? You can fold it, but don't expect clean shirts for yourself unless you're washing everyone's. I scrubbed floors at dawn, cooked whatever I could with what was left, and learned real quick how to blend in with the wallpaper. Dad? Most days he was a shadow in a recliner, beer in hand, pretending not to hear a thing, eyes locked on the game. I stopped being his son and became Rhonda's Helpera ghost in my own house. For years. That's how long I floated through that mess 8 to 12, which is a long time when you're counting crackers in your pocket to figure out if you'll make it to morning. I learned to love the tap water, learned to sneak stale fries from the trash if Yvette got full. If you've ever felt that sharp, hollow ache in your belly, you know what I mean. One Tuesday, I wandered outside the train station, no plan, no real reason, just hungry and tired. My shirt smelled like old sweat, my shoes had more air than soul, and my hair, well, let's not even talk about it. I probably looked invisible, and most folks treated me that way, just a smudge on the sidewalk, not worth a second glance. But not her. Miss Gloria. She ran a fruit stand 2 blocks down, nothing fancy, just a table and some old crates, apples and pineapples piled up neat, price tags scrawled on cardboard. She had skin dark as polished wood and gray braids tied up tight, arms strong from years of hard work. But her eyes, man, her eyes were soft, like she could see past all the dirt and the shame. I try not to stare, but she caught me looking at those apples like they were gold coins. Her voice cut through the traffic, low and slow. Boy, when's the last time you ate? I just shrugged, feeling smaller by the second. Without a word, she reached into her apron and pressed a folded $20 bill into my hand. Go get yourself something real. Come back tomorrow here. I managed to whisper, why? And she just smiled, said, because I've been hungry too. Now move on before I change my mind. Yeah, that happened. Just like that. After that, I came back to Miss Gloria's stand every day, sometimes for the money, sometimes for an apple, sometimes for a peanut butter sandwich wrapped in foil, sometimes just to talk. She never pried, never made me feel like a charity case, just gave what she had with a steady hand and a nod, like it was no big thing. Over time, those sidewalk talks became the best part of my day. She'd tell stories about growing up in Georgia, raising 3 kids on her own, hating traffic, loving gospel music, how strawberries smelled like heaven, but peaches were the devil's fruit. I started calling her Miss G, and she laughed so loud it turned heads. Years went by like that, and even when I ran away for good 13, sleeping in shelters, hustling odd jobs at gas stations, I carried her kindness with me, tucked away like armor. By 16, I got my hands on a busted school laptop, spent nights at the library watching YouTube videos, teaching myself to code HTML, JavaScript, whatever I could find for free. One night, I stumbled on a video about cybersecurity, how people break in and how you keep them out, and something clicked. I got obsessed with locks, not just on doors, but in code, passwords, backdoors, firewalls. Maybe it's not surprising, wanting to build something nobody could kick me out of. I taught myself everything, one line of code at a time, borrowing Wi-Fi, picking up gigs, fixing virus-infected hotel computers, helping corner stores keep their systems safe. Eventually, I built something of my own, a smart lock system called SafeSnap. It wasn't fancy, but it worked. If someone tried to break in, it would alert your phone and call the cops in seconds. At 19, I was still broke, but I believed in what I built. I saved every dime, lived on ramen and hope, until by 23, I finally had enough to register a business. I designed the logo myself, made a website, started cold calling, emailing, begging people to take a chance. Most folks hung up on me, some laughed, told me I was too young, too scruffy, that my idea would never work. But two people didn't. Hannah, an investor from Seattle who saw something of her lost little brother in me, and Tunde, a British-Nigerian entrepreneur who'd built his own companies from the ground up and respected grit over pedigree. They put money behind their faith, helped me manufacture my first batch, and things just took off. Hotels started ordering Safe Snap by the dozen, then apartment complexes, then homeowners. Everyone wanted peace of mind. I hired 5 people, then 10, moved into a downtown condo, finally bought a decent bed, and for once, I could eat whatever I wanted. But none of it made me think about my father or Rhonda or anyone who let me down. I thought about Miss Gloria, the way she looked at me, like I mattered, the way she always had that 20 ready like clockwork. It took weeks, but I finally tracked down her stand, moved 3 blocks, but still the same, old crates and fruit, handwritten sign, Miss Gloria with her smile. Older now, but just as strong. She didn't recognize me at first. "Can I help you, young man?" she asked, squinting. I grinned. "Already did about 20 years ago." She gasped, her hand flying in her mouth. "Jamal?" I nodded. Tears welled up in her eyes. "Lord, look at you all grown and clean." We hugged, right there on the sidewalk, cars whizzing by, people staring, but we didn't care. The next day, I picked her up, took her to a real restaurant, white tablecloths, catfish, and sweet tea. I told her everything about Rhonda, the hunger, Safe Snap, all of it. She just listened, holding her glass, not interrupting once. When I finished, I said, "I didn't come back just to say thanks. I came to change your life." She frowned. "What you mean?" I pulled out a folder, real estate papers, business license, bank statements, and a set of car keys. "I bought you a store, miss not a fruit stand, a real grocery, stocked and staffed. You don't have to haul crates anymore. And I bought you a house, 5 minutes away, all yours, no rent, no bills. This is your car, parked out front." She blinked, speechless. "Don't play with me," she whispered. "I'm not," I said, taking her hand. "You gave me $20 every day when I had nothing. That's over $7 grand. I'm just giving it back, 10 times over." She cried soft, grateful tears. The news spread like wildfire. For weeks later, Miss G's Fresh Market opened, big ribbon cutting, sign out front in bold white letters. The store had everything: fruit, veggies, frozen meals, a smoothie bar, you name it. Every employee ate lunch free. Miss Gloria wore new clothes, gold earrings, and always had a glow about her. Real peace, the kind you only get by giving. Kids dropped by for hugs. Folks came just to see her smile. She became a legend. People didn't just shop, they belonged. But of course, that's not where it ends. Rhonda found out. Marvin too. My half-siblings saw me on TV from street to CEO, and a week later they showed up at my office, smiles fake as ever. "We're proud of you, son," Marvin said. I didn't buy it. "Funny," I replied. "I don't remember you being proud when I was starving." Rhonda tried to say something, but I cut her off. "I forgive you, but don't think for a second you're getting any of this." Their faces fell. I didn't need revenge. I had peace. Safe Snap kept growing. I hired kids from group homes, ran free coding classes every Saturday. But Sundays, those were for Miss Gloria. We'd sit on her porch, lemonade in hand, just talking about nothing and everything. One afternoon, she said, "You know what I've learned? Kindness don't cost much, but it pays big." I smiled because she was right. In a world that forgets the hungry and the small voices, one black woman with a fruit stand changed everything. Not because she had a lot, but because she gave what she could. So, ask yourself, what's your $20 worth? Maybe, to someone out there, it's the start of everything. What do you think? Was it justice, luck, or just plain kindness that made the difference? Let me know below, and thanks for listening.